let's talk about Meta. I don't even know if this will be enough for a whole topic, but
Yeah, I
basically,
don't.
very quietly, Mark Zuckerberg has killed off Meta, the metaverse, rather. He banked everything on the metaverse. He thought that we'd all be in his stupid metaverse doing
Including
remote.
changing the stock symbol and the
Yeah,
name.
now the company is called Meta. That's how much he believed in the metaverse. Whenever he came out with examples of the metaverse, it was always ridiculed and laughed at because it just seems so low tech. It seemed like this video game called Second. Have you ever heard of Second Life? This video game from a long time ago. It
Yeah.
seemed more low tech than that. And what did he think that this was the future of business meetings or something? I don't know what he thought. He watched maybe too many sci-fi movies. Maybe there is a metaverse in the future, but certainly whatever he was presenting didn't resemble some sort of groundswell shift in how we interact with other people. The bottom line, though, is that he sort of quietly has dumped the metaverse and he's totally segueing off into AI, which I think is a smart thing because AI does seem to be like the future. But that doesn't erase the fact that over the past couple of years, he has sunk a lot of money into this metaverse thing. I think by one accounting, he was on pace to spend more on the metaverse than we spent on the Apollo missions to put somebody on the moon. So this was a gigantic capital expenditure, and it just went nowhere. It just nobody's using it for anything, and it's has not produced anything useful. It's just been a colossal waste of money, and the teams at Meta that were tasked to do stuff, they've been reassigned. Lots of people have been laid off, and it's just
I mean,
it
the thing is,
seems like a big miscalculation on his part.
these two areas intersect a lot, though. So it kind of surprised me that they don't go for that intersection, which is basically the AI waifu.
You would think, you would think, but
Isn't that both, meta and AI? It's like
well, when they're thinking of AI, are they thinking of AI waifu?
they're thinking of trying to make money off like chat GPT related.
Right,
But actually, I mean, well, they're calling it generative AI, so that is kind of that is waifu related, I think,
right,
because all these waifus we're seeing are a result of
right.
generative AI.
So I agree with him. At least he can admit a mistake. At least.
Yeah, that's good, but okay, but it shows a couple. I mean, I think there's some interesting takeaways from this. Number one, it shows that he didn't. I don't think he thought about this whole metaverse thing through as carefully as you might have thought he did, right? Because to kind of just give up so quickly or to pivot, did he really ever have kind of a thesis on the metaverse? And maybe the more interesting takeaway is that how could he have been so blindsided by generative AI? Like, wouldn't you have expected the CEO of Facebook, billionaire in the, world's richest, whatever, I don't know what he is, and he is apparently as surprised by how, I don't know what the right word is, powerful Chat GPT is as we are.
Well, maybe it just shows they're not as smart as we think they are.
Exactly. That's kind of my point.
That's troubling though, because these people they run the fucking world. They push technology to where it needs to go. They deem themselves important enough to decide what we can discuss and what
No,
we can be censored on, right? So you would
I
hope
would
that
say
these
this.
people would be smart people. You would hope.
Yeah, but instead of saying they, I think this is more about Zuck. Like Zuck isn't as maybe as smart or capable as we thought. Right?
Oh,
That's kind of
so you think the people at Google are still smart? Well, the Google people have
not
invested
necessarily.
heavily in
No,
AI.
yeah, not necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, Zuck, he could have, he definitely could have done better with this.
Well, the metaverse is dead. And here's the thing. A lot of people won't even realize it because they didn't announce it or anything like that. They're not going to say, "Hey, we fucked up, everybody. We wasted billions and billions of dollars. We're stupid." They're not going to announce that. They're just going to hope you quietly forget. I think there will be a metaverse at some point, but it's going to have to be connected to Neuralink. It's not going to be the whole, "Hey, I'm going to put some goggles on and walk around like a fucking moron and look at these low res stupid." No, it's going to have to be pumped right into my brain and be almost indistinguishable from. It's just like the Matrix at that point, right? It's almost like the
Yeah.
Matrix, right? And my AI waifu that looks super fucking hot. I mean, we've been talking about this. We've been looking at the evolution, this rapid evolution of AI waifu images, right?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We're gonna be like, I don't know, 80. We're gonna be just like
Yeah, and they're just gonna pump these.
incapacitated, like lying in bed, and
Right.
we're just gonna be seeing our AI waifu.
We've been looking at these images of AI waifus, and they just get better by the day, it seems, right? They look more real, they look hotter. Just imagine when they start pumping that into your brain, making it converse with you with more and more sophisticated chat GPT, right? So it seems sentient like a person. Just imagine that future. That is the metaverse, okay? The thing that Zuck was, maybe he was ahead of his time, really. Maybe his idea that, yeah, this virtual world, people are going to jump into it and that's the future. Okay, maybe. But the technology he had just couldn't achieve that vision, right? But I could see a world where, yeah, you're just in the Neuralink and you got your AI waifu, and it's just a beautiful freaking world because these women are more attractive than any actual human being can be, right? And they seem real enough. And what if they can speak to you in a way that is believable? That's a game changer. It's just I don't know how I really think it's the end of the human race. We've talked about this before,
Yeah,
but I just how
it's
can you be productive? Like how can you
not looking good.
if you have a woman that looks like these AI waifus and
This is basically it's like the most addictive drug taken to the next level,
yeah,
probably. I
and
mean,
it feels
it's just like,
real and it
yeah.
feels like, oh yeah, I have this girlfriend who's this attractive and she seems real and she can converse with me. Why would you hop out of that world to date a real life human being who like 85 at this point 85% of
It's
them are fat, right?
it's fat and nags at you all the
Right.
time.
100% of them are feminists and just SJW, just irritating human being. Why would you even want to deal with that? Why wouldn't you just want to retreat into this wonderful world? Have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, you need to watch that movie. By the next time we podcast, please watch that movie. It has a kind of an AI waifu, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And
Is it hard to understand? That's the thing.
no, it's not. Just watch it. It's not.
Yeah.
And
To be honest, I didn't understand the original Blade Runner.
if you didn't understand the original, maybe this one will be hard to understand. But you will at least see the superficial elements of it, right?
Okay, yeah.
One of which being a awesome AI waifu, this girlfriend, this AI girlfriend, right? But it's a hologram. But the point is, if you could have that, why even go have a real relationship that is so subpar, so suboptimal? Just because it's quote unquote real, then the only hurdle is to make the fake one seem real, right? Well, that's a big problem because for humanity to persist, we need people to have relationships. We can't have people be retreating into this world. So I don't know. It's probably the
It's
end.
crazy how quickly this stuff is improving. It's just
In 100 years, you may just have no organic relationships. Humans may reproduce, but it may be almost like a factory reproduction, right? I don't know.